All right, let's jump right in. Today we're talking about a feature that is, and I'm not exaggerating, an absolute game changer for any Omnius Horizon administrator. We're talking about global settings. This is all about making your life way easier while making your whole environment more secure and responsive.
So let me ask you this. Have you ever been in that spot where you needed to push a change, maybe a new security policy, or just a quick message, out to every single user, like right now? And you just get that feeling of dread thinking about the downtime and the reboots you're going to have to schedule?
Well, that is precisely the headache that Global Settings is designed to solve. The best way to think about this? It's your master control panel. It is the one central place you can go to make universal changes that affect everyone.
Okay, so let's get into it. What are we actually talking about when we say global settings? Let's pin down a really clear definition.
Here's the key takeaway. These are centralized configurations that apply universally across your entire connection server pod. Think of it as the single source of truth for everything, from how client sessions behave to your most critical security policies. One change here, and it just ripples out everywhere. Pretty cool, right?
Now let's take a little tour of the tools you actually get inside this master control panel. We can basically break them down into 4 main pillars, and each one gives you a different kind of control over your entire environment.
And here they are, broken down perfectly for you. You've got General Settings, which is all about the console and user messaging. Then there are Security Settings, which is where you really harden your connections. Session Timeouts, to manage resources, and of course the client experience, to make everything smooth for your users. So let's dig into each one.
First up, General Settings. Now part of this is for you, the admin, like setting those console idle timeouts so you don't accidentally leave a session wide open. But, a really powerful feature here is as a communication tool. That pre-login message is perfect for posting maintenance alerts or any other important news that every single user needs to see. Okay, now this is where you get some serious power. The Security Settings section lets you make mission-critical changes in an instant. You can switch up the message security mode, force users to re-authenticate if their network connection blips out for a second, which is a fantastic security win, and even enforce specific TLS requirements. This is where you harden your entire environment from one single menu.
Next, let's talk Session Timeouts. This is all about 2 things: enforcing policy and managing your resources. So if you need to make sure no desktop session stays active for more than, say, 10 hours, you can set that right here. Not only does that help with security policy, but it has the huge bonus of automatically freeing up those precious system resources.
And that brings us to our 4th pillar, the client experience, and a feature we all know and love, Single Sign-On, or SSO. This is the magic that lets your users authenticate just one time and then launch all their desktops and applications without getting bugged for their password over and over and over again. And the benefit here is just incredibly straightforward. Enabling and tweaking SSO means way less friction for your users. A faster, smoother login experience leads to happier, more productive people, and, let's be honest, probably a few less help desk tickets for you. A real win-win.
But, all of these individual settings, they all roll up into one massive, overarching benefit, and this is the part that will totally change how you manage your environment. I like to call it the instant impact advantage.
Let's just compare for a second. The old way to make a change like this. It might involve digging into a config file, scheduling a maintenance window, rebooting a server, and then just crossing your fingers and hoping for the best. The global settings way? You change the setting, it's live, instantly. That's it.
The process is almost ridiculously simple. Step 1, you find the setting you want to change. Step 2, you click Save. And Step 3? Well, there is no Step 3. That's it. The change is live across your entire pod right away.
And this right here? This is the number that says it all. 0. That is the number of connection server restarts you have to do to apply these changes. This completely wipes out the operational friction and the risk that usually comes with making these big, environment-wide updates.
So, when you put this all together, what's the big takeaway for you, the administrator? Well, it all comes down to one word: agility. This is your key to a much, much more responsive and manageable VDI environment. The documentation really nails it when it says, these settings allow for agile environment-wide management. It's about giving you the power to react in a heartbeat to new security needs, or operational changes, or user feedback without all that typical administrative overhead.
And that really brings us to the end. After seeing how simple and powerful this is, you got to ask yourself a question about your own environment. With this kind of instant control at your fingertips, what's the first tedious, manual task you're going to streamline or automate? Something to think about.